Hey, what's going on, sports fans? It's your boy Damian Adams from The Real Deal with Damian Adams. Here with my reaction to Saints versus Buccaneers game. Now let's start with the positive. I am a Saints fan, as you can see. Your first time watching one of my videos. I am Saints diehard. Who dat? We dat all day, every day. And it's a tough day. We were expected to win. We were favored by 9.5 points last time I checked before the game started. And we lost this game 48-40 to the Buccaneers. And I predicted that the Saints would win 30-7. That's how confident I was going into the game. But week one is always very hard to predict, so I'm not going to be too hard on myself in that prediction. Now, the thing I will be hard about is the Saints defense. Now, to give up 48 points to Ryan Fitzpatrick is totally unacceptable. And in the fashion in which they gave up the 48 points is unacceptable as well. Just blown coverages, people getting beat deep. It's not like they had to matriculate the ball down the field and really work to get these touchdowns. Ryan Fitzpatrick was just slinging it. Next thing you know, you got Mike Evans just Deshaun Jackson just catching balls just all over the field. The first touchdown, you're like, okay, blown coverage. Someone missed an assignment. Deshaun Jackson gets wide open for a post route. You know you're not going to catch him from behind. Even at this stage of his career, he still has that speed to take the top off the defense. We know that going in. Mike Evans, just an absolute monster all around. Top 5 to 7 receiver in the league. You can argue his spot, but he's definitely up there with the upper echelon receivers in the NFL. So you know you're going to have problems with him as well. They have good tight ends. You think about Braden Howard. So Tampa Bay has talent. But the reason we don't believe in Tampa Bay or didn't believe in Tampa Bay before this game is all the turmoil that's been going on with them. Last year, after Hard Knocks, a lot of people believed in them, and they stunk it up. This year, they had the Jameis drama coming into the season, and Ryan Fitzpatrick, even though he's a veteran in this league, has had success, is not someone who you expect to put up numbers like going 21 for 28 with 417 yards, 4 touchdowns. You wouldn't expect that from Ryan Fitzpatrick, especially against a defense that looked much improved last year. Now, the consolation for us Saints fans and people who picked the Saints to go to the Super Bowl, our defense did look this bad last year. You remember the first 2 games of last season, we gave up points just like this, yards just like this. And then the third week, we turned it around. So it seems like our defense needs to get its ass handed to them first, and then it starts to rebound. It starts to make adjustments. And in this game, I felt like we went away from what we did in the offseason to improve. The reason you go up in the draft to get a Marcus Davenport or you pick up a DeMarcel Davis in free agency is that you don't want to have to blitz all the time. You want to be able to rush your 4, sit in coverage, be able to disguise different things to confuse a quarterback, even though Fitzpatrick is a veteran, he's not going to be confused easily. It's still something that you want to do, make it harder for them to go deep. Because if you're blitzing and you got your corners on the outside one-on-one with no help over the top, that's how you get Mike Evans beating Lattimore down the field. Now, Lattimore, of course, has the ability to be a shutdown corner, won Defensive Rookie of the Year for a reason, but any cornerback's going to have a problem with Mike Evans. He's an absolute beast. So the defense just extremely disappointed me today. And the difference in the game was the Buccaneers defense wasn't good at all. They gave up 40 points, but that's somewhat expected against the Saints, especially in the Superdome. But in the third quarter, they were at least able to make the Saints think about it. They stopped the Saints a few times, made the Saints go 3 and out a couple of times in a row, and that was the difference. Now, of course, the Saints adjusted to what they were doing and started scoring again, but just that halt in the road, just that little stopgap was all they needed to do in that game to win. They were professionals. They made adjustments. The Saints, you expected at halftime to do something. Pinch them. Say boo. Jump at them. Do something, defense. But again, I'm not going to panic. Okay, we're not going to be out here giving up 140 plus yards to 2 receivers each the rest of the season. That's not going to happen anymore. Okay, it can't happen anymore. So just week 1, not going to panic too much. Our offense looked awesome. Drew Brees had another classic Drew Brees day. 3 touchdowns, no interceptions, over 400 yards passing, doing what he does. Alvin Kamara, I want him to get more carries. I believe he has the ability to carry an offense. He can be a Todd Gurley, Le'Veon Bell type. But for some reason, Sean Payton doesn't want to put all that on him. And maybe he's scared of risk of injury, putting too much on his workload, but he's young. Let him carry that load. Let him get those 20 carries and also get maybe the 8 to 10 catches. Let him do that. Because obviously he got the catching part down. You know, he had 112 reception yards today. He beasted it. 2 rushing touchdowns, only had 8 carries. Let him carry the ball a little more. Now, in this game, of course, it was crazy because we weren't able to stop them at all. So I understand why Drew Brees had to throw the ball 45 times, but that's not the game plan going through the rest of the year. So I'm not going to panic too much. Saints fans, do not panic. Remember, last year at this time, we looked just as bad on defense. And then week 3, we started to improve, went on an 8-game winning streak, made it to the playoffs. So as long as our defense can improve to being decent, we'll be fine. Because the offense is there. The offense is there. It looks at midseason form right now. Defense, get your stuff together. All right? Please remember to like and subscribe to the channel. Subscribe to the podcast, The Real Deal with Damian Adams. We'll be talking about all of week 1 next week. A big episode coming on Tuesday, man. We got a lot of things to talk about. Boxing, football, a little basketball as well, because basketball's coming up real soon. So make sure you subscribe to The Real Deal with Damian Adams. It's free. Support your boy, all right?